Welcome to your Quotes of Wisdom. In this video, we'll explore 7 methods to gracefully say no without making others dislike or resent you. This is a skill most people care about because saying no without offending can be tricky. We'll also look at how, by artfully declining, people might start to like you more and be willing to help you in the future. Let's see how ancient wisdom masters approached and solved this issue through specific actions. These techniques have been passed down through the ages, but they're not something you typically learn in school, at work, or in other common settings. Failing to master this skill can lead to damaged relationships, missed opportunities, and long-term resentment. In today's interconnected world, being able to say no gracefully is more important than ever. So in this video, we'll fill in that gap with essential life lessons and actionable steps you can start using right away. If you enjoy our content and style, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. Let's explore 7 effective methods to master this skill. Each method will offer practical strategies and actions to help you say no gracefully while preserving your relationships. Method number 1. Choose the right time. Sun Tzu said, "In the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity." Sun Tzu was an ancient Chinese military strategist and philosopher, best known for his work, The Art of War, written around the 5th century BCE. His insights on strategy and timing are widely applied beyond the battlefield. Choosing the right time to refuse ensures that your decision is well received and minimizes potential conflict. For example, if you need to decline a request, doing so in a calm, non-pressured moment can lead to a more positive response. To put this method into practice, follow these actions. Action 1. Observe the mood and context before making your refusal. Action 2. Aim to choose a moment when the other person is receptive and calm. Action 3. Practice timing your refusals in various situations to improve your judgment. Choosing the right time helps ensure that your refusal is more likely to be accepted without unnecessary tension, fostering smoother interactions. Method number 2. Offer alternatives. Buddha said, "Thousands of candles can be lighted from a single candle, and the life of the candle will not be shortened." Siddhartha Gautama, known as the Buddha, was a spiritual teacher in ancient India and the founder of Buddhism. He lived around the 5th century before Common Era and emphasized compassion and wisdom. Offering alternatives shows that you care about the other person's needs, even if you can't fulfill their original request. For instance, if you can't attend a meeting, you might suggest a different time or offer to provide input beforehand. To practice this method, try the following actions. Action 1. When saying no, think of at least one alternative solution to offer. Action 2. Practice this approach in low-stakes situations to build confidence. Action 3. Reflect on past refusals and consider how offering alternatives could have improved the outcome. Offering alternatives demonstrates empathy and creativity, making it easier to maintain positive relationships while setting boundaries. Method number 3. Offer a genuine compliment. Aristotle said, "The more you know, the more you realize you don't know." Aristotle was an ancient Greek philosopher who lived from 384 to 322 BCE. He was a student of Plato and a teacher of Alexander the Great, known for his extensive contributions to many fields of knowledge. Offering a genuine compliment when saying no can soften the refusal and show that you value the person's request or efforts. For example, you might say, "I appreciate you thinking of me, but I have to decline at this time." To develop this skill, consider these actions. Action 1. Identify something you genuinely appreciate about the person or their request. Action 2. Incorporate a sincere compliment into your refusal to acknowledge their effort. Action 3. Practice finding positive aspects to compliment in various scenarios to enhance your communication. Offering a genuine compliment helps maintain positive rapport and shows that your refusal is not a reflection of their worth or effort, leading to more respectful interactions. Method number 4. Be honest and direct. St. Augustine said, "The truth is like a lion, you don't have to defend it. Let it loose, it will defend itself." St. Augustine, an early Christian theologian and philosopher who lived from 354 to 430 CE. He is known for his writings on the nature of truth in human existence. Being honest and direct helps avoid misunderstandings and ensures that your message is clear. For example, instead of making up an excuse, you can simply state that you are unable to help at this time. To apply this method, take these actions. Action 1. Practice being direct in small, everyday situations to build this skill. Action 2. Write out your refusals ahead of time to ensure clarity and honesty. Action 3. Seek feedback from trusted friends on how to improve your direct communication. By being honest and direct, you can build trust and respect in your relationships, even when you have to say no. Method number 5. Show empathy. Marcus Aurelius said, "Whenever you are about to find fault with someone, ask yourself the following question: what fault of mine most nearly resembles the one I am about to criticize?" Marcus Aurelius was a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher who lived from 121 to 180 CE. He is known for his work Meditations, which focuses on personal ethics and self-improvement. Showing empathy when refusing someone's request helps soften the impact and shows that you understand their situation. For example, you might say, "I understand this is important to you, but I can't commit right now." To practice this method, follow these actions. Action 1. Acknowledge the other person's feelings before stating your refusal. Action 2. Practice active listening to better understand others' perspectives. Action 3. Reflect on your own experiences of being refused and use that understanding to empathize with others. Demonstrating empathy can make your refusals more compassionate and less likely to harm your relationships. Method number 6. Use positive language. Thomas Aquinas said, "To one who has faith, no explanation is necessary. To one without faith, no explanation is possible." Thomas Aquinas was a Dominican friar and theologian who lived from 1225 to 1274 CE. He is known for his influential works on theology and philosophy, which emphasize clarity and understanding in communication. Using positive language when saying no helps maintain a constructive tone and leaves room for future interactions. For instance, Instead of saying, "I can't help you," you might say, "I'm not able to assist with this, but I hope you find the help you need." To develop this skill, consider these actions. Action 1. Practice framing refusals in a positive light to keep the tone friendly. Action 2. Develop a few positive phrases you can use to gracefully decline requests. Action 3. Review past interactions and consider how using positive language could have improved the outcomes. Using positive language helps maintain a constructive relationship, even when you have to refuse, promoting a more collaborative and supportive environment. Method number 7. Learn to pause before responding. Lao Tzu said, "Silence is a source of great strength." Lao Tzu, also known as Lao Tzu, was an ancient Chinese philosopher and the founder of Taoism. He lived around the 6th century BCE and is best known for his work, the Tao Te Ching. Lao Tzu's emphasis on silence and reflection aligns perfectly with the idea of pausing before responding. By taking a moment to pause, you can gather your thoughts and respond more thoughtfully, avoiding rash decisions or comments that might offend. In everyday life, this can be seen when you receive a request that you're not sure about. Instead of immediately saying yes or no, you can take a brief pause to consider your response. To apply this method, take these actions. Action 1. When someone asks you for a favor, take a deep breath before replying. Action 2. Practice mindfulness meditation to enhance your ability to pause and reflect. Action 3. Keep a journal to note situations where pausing before responding helped you make better decisions. Mastering this method allows you to respond with greater wisdom and consideration, fostering better relationships and clearer communication. As we wrap up, it's clear that mastering the art of gracefully saying no is more crucial than ever in today's world. With so much negativity, frequent conflicts, and high stakes, knowing how to refuse tactfully can make a big difference in maintaining healthy relationships and reducing stress. This skill isn't something you master overnight. It requires practice in various situations and with different types of people to become truly effective. So please share this video with your friends and family. Encourage them to practice these techniques, support each other, and review your progress together. By helping one another, you can all become adept at handling these situations with grace and confidence. The more you practice, the better you'll get, and the more positive impact you'll have on your relationships and daily interactions. We'd love to hear what you think, so please drop us a comment below. Remember, learning to say no gracefully is an ongoing journey, and this video is just the starting point. As the English poet John Adams said, "Practice makes perfect, so don't forget to practice in your daily life." Our videos break down complex ideas into simple, actionable steps, so you can start implementing them right away. We'll continue to provide high-quality content that's both practical and valuable. You're making fantastic progress in your personal development. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up and check out our other content. Wishing you all the best as you navigate this journey.